AP accounts over breach. WAEC delists 30 Benue schools over exam malpractices. 4 suspected pirates killed in Akwa Ibom shootout with police. Afrima canvasses better pay for women in culture industry. PSC commissioner condemns alleged police extortion on southeast roads. Names unlisted as MacBan alleges 21 herdsmen missing in Anambra. Tanker kills 1, crushes 3 cars, motorcycle in Abuja. Buhari, Gbajabiamila, Tinubu, others hail Osinbajo. At 64, Zulum uncovers 650 ghost families in Borno. IDP registers. Oshiomhole wanted to transform to Godfather, derail our plans, Shaibu. And Leah Sharibu's parents write Buhari, beg president to fulfill promise. I take a few more. Ganduje visits crash victims' families, donates cash. Buhari others mourns as Supreme Court justice dies 3 weeks to retirement. Osinbajo, most visible vice president, analyst. And finally, this morning from Punch newspaper, compel herdsmen's leaders to produce farmers' killers. PDP tells Fayemi.
And from Premium Times, Supreme Court Judge Ngota is dead. Buhari mourns Supreme Court Judge Ngota, suspected kidnapper Iskilu Wakili, arrested. In Oyo, 4 suspected bandits killed, many dislodged by military in Kaduna. That's according to an official report there. Travelers stranded on Maiduguri-Damaturu Highway as Boko Haram attacks military base. PDP rejects reconstruction of Abuja-Kaduna Zaria-Kano Road for 797.23 billion naira. International Women's Day. Presidency lists Buhari's female appointees. 25 billion naira CBN overdraft. Serap writes Buhari 6 pending details of overdraft since 1999. No casualty from fire incident outside presidential villa. Okay, still from Premium Times. Borno government uncovers fake IDPs in Maiduguri. Let's see some more before we go to another paper. Buhari urges Nigerians to tackle or to take COVID-19 vaccine. Buhari urges Nigerians to take COVID-19 vaccine. APC wins Jigawa Assembly by-election. Suspected herders kill farmers in Ekiti. Deadly riots in Senegal after opposition leader held. Let's go check out another paper.
Daily Post newspaper is next. Shasha mayhem or your NUJ accuses security agencies of partiality. House of Reps calls for immediate reopening of Kano Airport. Osinbajo is reliable. I am proud to have picked him as the Vice President. Buhari. Chairman Seraphim Church rejects approval of hijab for students in Kwara schools. No plans to shut down airports over bandits attack. Fan MD Yadudu. ISWAP commanders, fighters eliminated in Abadam secret locations. Buhari reacts to death of Supreme Court Justice Sylvester Nguta. Stop playing politics with lives of Ekiti people. Stop killings by herdsmen. PDP tells Fayemi. Senate President Lawan reacts to Potiskum market fire outbreak. EFCC don't be used as tool to witch hunt anybody. Nance tells Bauer. And Wakili's arrests. IAJP hails OPC, calls for release of arrested members. Take more headlines from Daily Post newspapers this morning. Police confirm arrest of Iskilu Wakil. Nigerian troops Israel battle near Jakana military base. US to restart visa interviews in Nigeria. EFCC arrests former Power Minister Mohammed Wakil. Lagos government seals 11 nightclubs, lounge, event centers. Austria suspends AstraZeneca vaccine as one dies after taking shot. Presidency confirms fire outbreak near presidential villa. Buhari lists 32 women appointed by his administration. Osinbajo shown great character in supporting Buhari Tinubu. Bandits arrest, prosecute Sheikh Gumi Hiriwa, tells Buhari. And finally, Supreme Court explains how Justice Sylvester Nguta died.
From Daily Trust, SGF ministers to receive AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine on Monday. Balabantex. People benefiting from insecurity don't want it to end. Austria suspends AstraZeneca COVID COVID vaccine as nurse dies after taking it. 35,000 killed, 2 million displaced in Boko Haram war. Borno government. NHIS 21 billion naira trapped in TSA Heritage Bank. Executive Secretary. No fire outbreak in Aso Rock Villa presidency. Zulum discovers 650 ghost households at IDP camp. Federal government approves landing gears for Kano Port Harcourt Katsina Airport. Still from Daily, Trust police officer kidnapped in Edo. Oluwo, some selfish Yoruba leaders behind crisis in southwest. Troops chase Boko Haram fighters out of Borno town. Still from Daily Trust, intrigues as Ogun Assembly shops for new deputy speaker. Nigerian women defying odds in sports. Well, it's International Women's Day. It's the 8th of March. I supported Obaseki to end godfatherism in Edo. Deputy Governor will restore Nigeria's lost glory after winning 2023 PDP. National Assembly urged to key into El-Rufai report on true federalism. 2023, a woman may succeed Buhari Zainab Mawa there to commission to commission Real Madrid Academy Port Harcourt March the 9th. That's tomorrow. Man United and City's winning streak with derby victory. Let's see another paper.
Vanguard newspaper is next. Herders farmers crisis. Ekpeyong recommends using Sambisa forest for ranching. Police OPC local hunters combing Wasimi forest as gunmen abduct 2 travelers in Oshun. Ekpeyazu CSO demands apology from Adeyemi within 7 days or face legal action. 56 suspected cultists, armed robbers arrested in Ikorodu, Ibeju-Lekki. Police kill 4 sea pirates in Akwa Ibom. Why I fought on the side of Obaseki against Oshemole, Shaibu. Insecurity, corruption will be over in Nigeria if Christians, Muslims practice their faith. Archbishop Kaigama. With digital skills, PLWD should be job employers rather than job seekers, Pantami. PIB must address the listing of Cross River as oil-producing states, Governor Ayade. Cattle rearing, Lagos butchers seek 50,000 hectares of land for ranching. COVID-19, Lagos seals 11 nightclubs, lounges, and event centers. PGF DG condemns NLC silence on restructuring, food blockade, and stop being tribalistic. Pope Francis tells Nigerian Christians he is a respected religious leader, distinguished administrator. Lawan felicitates Osinbajo at 64. PIB, all companies have no presence in Abia Ikpeazu. Mayor Tiala claims 4 of its members killed, 17 missing in Anambra. That's all from the Vanguard newspaper.
And from the Guardian newspaper, Shibajua 64, the Friends of Prof announced 2021 empowerment program of March the 8th initiative. Police swoop on suspected deadly cultists, robbers in Lekki, Ikorodu, arrest 56. Senator accuses federal government of treating bandits, terrorists with kid gloves. Jubilation as headsman warlord Wakili is arrested in Oyo. Special force kills 6 pirates in Akwa Ibom. EFCC recovers NHIS 10 billion naira trapped in bank. Let's see some more plights of African women as we mark another Women's Day. Again, Southeast Governors leader Sean Pally on 2023 political aspiration. APC protest as DCEC declares PDP winner of Delta Council poll. And from the sports side, let's see Man United shatter Man City's winning run. We still have some more from The Guardian before we go on a break. A lawyer urges review of criminal justice system. Lawyer urges review of criminal justice system. One more. No regrets. I'll rise again. Israel Adesanya vows. We're going on a short break now. It's the Breakdown newspaper review. We'll be back.
Every day is another chance to do it all over again.
Get the best of starts on the Break of Dawn. 32 FM 94.9.
Hey, why did you put it in the pot like that? You're supposed to break it first.
Says who? This is how I cook my pasta. Besides, it's golden penny pasta. It's non-sticky, so it doesn't matter.
But I want to cook it with meatballs mixed with pepper sauce and cheese.
Go ahead and enjoy your golden penny pasta just the way you want it. Golden penny pasta is made with durum wheat, which contains protein, and it's non-sticky, so you can cook, serve, and eat just the way you want it. With golden penny pasta, your way is best.
Àwọn èèyàn mi ṣègbè nítorí àìmọ̀kan Ruben George Theological Seminary Ìbàdàn ẹ̀ka ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì Àjàyí Crowther tí ń bẹ lọ́yọ̀ọ́ àti Christ for the Nations Institute Dallas ní USA ń ṣètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó kún fọ́fọ́ nípa ìmọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ Ọlọ́run pẹ̀lú ìwé ẹ̀rí tó yọrantí nípa ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ìmọ̀ Ọlọ́run Diploma in Theology and Religious Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Theology and Religious Studies, Executive Postgraduate Diploma in Pastoral Studies, Masters of Arts in Christian Leadership and Pastoral Studies, Master of Divinity. Ǹjẹ́ àlùfáà ìjọ nìwọ ni díákónì lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin alàgbà ìjọ ajínrere olùkọ́ tàbí ẹni tó tún fẹ́ nímọ̀ lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ nípa Ọlọ́run Ruben George Theological Seminary gangan ló dáńtọ́ fún ọ láti wá. Ẹ kàn sí alákòóso Ruben George Theological Seminary ní Gospel Town Arúlógún Road Ọ̀jọ́ Ìbàdàn tàbí ojú òpó ayélujára www.reget.com.ng. Ètò ìgbaniwọlé ń lọ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀lú wa ní 0805-304-0344 0805-304-0344 Ruben George Theological Seminary ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fún ẹ̀kọ́ nípa ìmọ̀ Ọlọ́run tó yọrantí.
Dear customer, to link your national identification number to your Airtel router, MiFi or ODU device, kindly retrieve your NIN by dialing *346# and then go to www.airtel.com.ng/NIN to submit your NIN for verification and pairing with your number immediately.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Yes, cavities out!
Now the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ nípasẹ̀ ìròyìn BBC ní Yorùbá. Nítorí kí o tó lè tayọ, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n. Ní ìmísí pẹ̀lú àwọn oríṣiríṣi ìròyìn láti ibi àti káàkiri àgbáyé. Nígbà tí o bá ní ìmọ̀ nípa ohun tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé, o lè ṣe ohunkóhun. Mọ ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àyíká rẹ. Wá BBC News Yorùbá kàn.
32 FM
94.9.
Welcome back, 32 FM 94.9. Good morning to you once again if you're just joining us. It's a beautiful Monday morning. My name is OLUTAYO, OGUNADE.
Tao just woke up. That's what you get when people come late to the studio. I'm not trying to cast you anyway.
Oh, you just did?
I did.
But I didn't come late.
I did.
Good morning, dear listener. My name is Tayo OGUNADE.
My name is Dele Adeyanju. Dr. Olutayodokun is right here in the studio with us.
And top of the day to you, of course.
Yes, today is International Women's Day, 8th of March 2021. The 8th of March every year is International Women's Day. And we want to celebrate women, just that we don't have any women panelists or women anchor here.
Baby, show me master listening.
Okay. So is it a big deal having a woman as the president of this country, Dr. Jadokun?
Well, it's no big deal. I think competence, in my view, is what really should be. But we have many competent women. That's the issue. And the vast majority of adults are women. The
vast majority of adults are women?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There are more women out there than there are men.
Yeah. And
so governance has not been a reflection of women. What I mean in terms of the numbers from that point of view. But my own view is that if you have a competent woman, there's no reason why she should be disqualified because she's a woman, from that point of view. But there's no reason why the president has to be a woman. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. If she's competent, she can be a woman. But if the reason why she's not being made president is because she's a woman, then we have a problem. We don't have women governors in any of the states. The only person that succeeded in that role, yes, and that was not by election,
by circumstance.
Yeah, by circumstance, and we have a few of them as deputies here and there. Head of service is a woman, and that's a role that has been performed before by other women. But really, then the finance minister, which is a very, very substantive role, is also by women, but also the WTO, World Trade Organization.
The recent appointment.
Yes, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala is a woman. So they are making progress, but I don't think we need tokenism. I think it has to be on competence, it has to be on merit, and of course.
Do you really think women are coming out to even express themselves as being able to handle this? Let's say for the Whalers and the rest of them.
Well, I think women are not necessarily doing a bad job. They're not doing a worse job than men, if that's as it may. I mean, there will always be criticisms of them, and but in a society like Nigeria, they're starting from a disadvantaged position.
Some even feel that some of the challenges we're experiencing as a nation that we talk about here almost on a daily basis are because we've relegated the women.
Yes. Have we really? Well, we relegated them. My own view would be that culturally, society has relegated women. It's not something that's just happened. It's something that we're trying to come out of. And I think when you relegate women, a sizable proportion of your adults, then you lose something in society. You don't get the best from from society, and that doesn't enrich us. I think it will enrich Nigeria better if women are allowed to fulfill their role. In many respects. And I think the problem we have is we conflate the role of women at home with the role of women outside. When you're talking about the husband and wife relationship, it's a completely different dynamic than a woman outside. The woman outside, you understand, is there doing her job in her own right. You understand? She's not the wife of anybody outside there. And I think that's the conflation. And then when you go to the north of Nigeria, there's a different dynamic there, of course. There's certain things and certain roles that women may be excluded by reason of religion. Having said that, it's not just the north, because in the south, after all, there are some churches, established churches, Catholic churches, Anglican churches, that there are certain roles that women cannot play by reason of the way those churches are and setups. It's not just about Islam or anything like that. But having said that, I think with time, this generation that is coming before us, that is so-called Soke generation, women have played, that's the reason why I say so-called, women have played a significant role in those protests and in articulating the concerns of their generation.
All right. Doctor spoke about the women folk being more than the men.
Yes.
I think according to UNDP and 2019 report,
yes.
I think the men quite outnumber
really?
The women. Yes.
In Nigeria?
Precisely. That is
well,
the statistic
forgive me for that far.
Okay.
Forgive me.
Now, let's look at, women representation in politics, which of course Dele said the other time. If you look at Rwanda here, we have more women in parliament. And of course, some of the we talk about gender parity, gender equity, and all that. We have all of these things on paper for our women. We're really translating this to reality to ensure that we have them more involved.
Well, I'm not sure that we are, but I just wanted to come to your point. Maybe I'm skewed, my reading of facts were skewed by the fact that in the university where I work, increasingly the people being educated there are more women compared to men. So maybe what I was confusing is women, the number of women being in education as opposed to the men that are in education. But having said that, I mean, Rwanda is a classical example where women are taking a significant role. Having said that, remember the history of Rwanda where there was some genocide and where a significant amount of population were men that were killed. So, of course, women have had to step into the gap. Let's hope that at least from the legislative point of view, because if our legislative priorities are shaped by women, I feel that we have a softer, gentler, more understanding society than we currently have. And then the policies, you understand, because when you look at insurgency and so on and so forth, who are those that suffer more? It's the women because they're less mobile. They're less mobile because they have children, whereas the men tend to be more mobile in terms of being able to escape or the things they're able to do. And of course, increasingly, women are being used as a pawn in many of these crises. Where kidnapping, most of the people being kidnapped, a lot of times are women, and sometimes, unfortunately, sex is used as an instrument of war.
And unfortunately, Leah Sharibu is still in captivity, and her parents just wrote to Mr. President to free Leah Sharibu. Do you think her release is still very hopeful?
Anything is possible, but as each day goes by, the reality of it fades. The reality and the prospect of her release fades. We don't even know. You know, we pray that she's alive. We don't even know that she's alive. But it's a very unfortunate situation. And if there's a government that can get her freed, I'm not certain that it's this government, you know, from that point of view. Yes, people will say, well, but they got people Chibok released and so on and so forth. But even some of the Chibok girls have never been released and have not been released. But I think it is right to keep up the pressure. It is right for the parents to write, and it's right for them not to give up hope.
All right, let's look at this particular headline here. Austria suspends AstraZeneca COVID vaccine as nurse dies after taking it. An SGF ministers to receive AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine today.
Well, it's 95%, 90% in some instances in terms of its efficacy. There would always be, you know, casualties here and there. I'm not sure that that's enough to cast doubt on the vaccine itself. I, myself, have registered to get the vaccine. But of course, it's going to highlight concerns, because if Austria has been able to suspend it, then people say that maybe there are fundamental questions to be asked, you know, as to the type of people that should take the vaccine, or whether certain people should be disqualified or prevented from taking it. Having said that, Nigeria is all over the place. The president, the vice president, and indeed top members of the government are going to take it. And I just pray and I hope that it's not just going to be cornered by the elite in Nigeria, leaving many of the masses, you know, to fend for themselves in terms of vaccination.
And in other news this morning, COVID-19 vaccination is still uncertain in 11 states, as the federal government says it has yet to receive the lists of their frontline health workers. The states include Kano, Kogi, Oshun, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Borno, Gombe, Jigawa, Katsina, and Taraba. This is according to a progress chart sent to the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency on Saturday, tagged Update from COVID-19 Vaccination Operation Shroom. The headline is Health Workers Lists Uncertainty Surrounds Vaccination in Kano, Oshun, Delta, 8 others.
Well, that information you thought would have been information which should be on the tip of the hands of the state governments, and it's quite unfortunate if there are going to be delays or they're not going to get vaccinations because the states really cannot deploy such information. I don't know what's delaying that information, but if vast majority of the states have been able to get it through, there's no reason why these states, Oshun included, and the other states that have been mentioned, should not be able to get this information through. The health workers are very important for them to get it, because they are the ones in the front line. They are the ones safeguarding us, and they're the ones ensuring that we are treated when we fall ill.
I was even thinking that all these things should have been sorted before even the vaccine came.
Of course, because some of the concerns of bringing the vaccine here was, do we have enough storage? Do we have the logistics? Apparently 10.6 billion or something thereabout is going to be used to transport these things all over the place. It seems as if once a crisis emerges in Nigeria, it's an opportunity to make a bit on the side. So it seems anyway.
3 days after Nigeria began vaccination for coronavirus, there are concerns that fake and illegal COVID-19 vaccines may soon flood the Nigerian market if the federal government did not tackle the situation urgently.
Well, I think the prevention of that is to allow only authorized people to give it out, authorized hospitals, authorized health centers. The moment you begin to allow private people to get involved, of course, there's a danger that you might proliferate fake ones and so on and so forth. So I think as far as it's tightly controlled, government facilities, government hospitals, then we'll be able to take the market out of fake vaccines, as it were.
Let's look at this one from Premium Times. Suspected kidnapper Iskelu Wakili arrested in Oyo. A man alleged to be a resident of Ibarapa in Oyo State to be responsible for a series of kidnappings and killings in the area has been arrested. Premium Times gathered that Iskelu Wakili was arrested on Sunday by men of the Odua People's Congress OPC and other local security groups. The OPC said the arrest was carried out after several attempts resulting in a gun battle on Sunday morning.
Yes, I also understand that some of those OPC members are in the police net, and there's some inquiries concerning them. But anyway, these are allegations. Nobody has proven that Wakili, you understand, is indeed the one kidnapping. You know, it's circumstantial evidence, but I'm sure that will be proven in court. But this must be a lesson to those involved in kidnapping, to those involved in brutality of any sort, that a day will come, and the day will come when they will be apprehended. But it doesn't still address the fundamental issues as to why is there a rise in kidnapping, why is it happening, you understand, and what is the government doing to resolve it. Arresting one or two people is not going to solve the problem, but still are lights that the issue is there. So let's hope, that we can get to the bottom of it. We've always said that localization of policing efforts might be the way forward. Better intelligence, better equipment, dealing with the social economic issues, and so on and so forth. All those combination of factors may be the way to address some of these concerns surrounding clashes between farmers. Well, some won't call it clashes, but anyway, I call it that, between farmers and herdsmen.
All right, but why did the police arrest or detain 3 men of the OPC for arresting Wakili?
I think that is quite unfortunate. And some people have been arguing that the policing, the way that it's skewed, the way that it's organized, is in favor of a particular section of the country, and it's biased towards a particular section of the country. And that is why, the call has been coming for regional policing, or in some instances state policing. I think basically the premise is that they are not really law enforcement, and that they should have left it to law enforcement. But I think there's a second premise.
But what did they
that
do?
There was brutality.
What have they done with the report of,
Absolutely nothing. Well, it appears absolutely nothing, because they've not made progress. The police have not made progress. They haven't arrested anyone. I defy anybody to give me statistics of how many of these herdsmen or these people causing mayhem have been arrested by the police. It's usually the other side that's arrested. And that, I think, is part of the problem. There's no balance in policing.
Are we saying the people are lying?
Well, I'm not saying that they are lying, but I'm saying that there's something wrong somewhere. And I'm saying that the policing that we're having is not fit for purpose. If at the end of the day you're picking up, you understand, people are doing self-help to protect themselves at the behest, of the perpetrators of violence.
All right, in other news, I have a repeat of what happened at the University of Ibadan a few years ago. Hijab, 10 Kwara schools to remain shut for safety reasons. The Kwara State government has directed that the 10 schools where the use of hijab is under dispute will remain shut until a later date. Daily Post reports that the 10 Christian mission schools were expected to resume Monday, that's March 8th. But now, Christians are saying that their students should just wear whatever religious, maybe gowns, garments and all that to school. If hijab is going to be allowed, it happened at one of the schools inside the University of Ibadan.
Just last year.
Yes.
Was it last
year?
year?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, but I think there are two issues there. If a school says it's Christian or it's a mission school, to the children that attend that school, be allowed to express their religious religion in terms of the way they dress and that sort of thing. From that point of view, I think we've already considered that if you're going to an Islamic school, then there's a particular way in which you should dress. I think that concession is there in respect for the religion of Islam. But should it apply to Christian mission school, I think is the issue. And I think we never used to have this issue before when we were growing up, at least when I was growing up. In fact, I remember during assemblies in King's College, Lagos, we used to sing songs of praise. Songs of praise was sung by the Northerners, by the Muslims, by everybody, from that point of view. Of course, we read the Bible and, of course, we read the Quran. But songs of the praise were what we said, and nobody raised, any issue at all. So all of a sudden, we've got this creeping, I don't know what to call it, but society is becoming more divided and more well, I'm tongue-tied. But we know that division is now more apparent. So the question I would ask is, how do we resolve it? Do we insist that when people are going to Christian schools, they must wear the hijab, or do we say that it should be neutral? My view is that I think there should be neutrality when we're educating the students. If people want to go to a school where hijab is worn, then they should go to the Islamic schools. If they go to a school that is Christian, then they should be prepared for neutrality in terms of the way they dress and so on and so forth. I'm not sure that it's been resolved in Oyo State yet, but I know that the school you're talking about had to be shut down also at a point in time.
Maybe that's why the Pope sent a message to Nigerian Christians that this morning. I've been trying to look at the headline again, but I can't find it. I can't place it at the moment.
Let's go on a short break now. We'll be back with more stories. Please stay tuned.
òṣì ò yẹ mímú taka òṣì dànù. Ipa téèyàn bá ń kó àti ìgbìyànjú ẹ̀ ló mú kí ìgbé ayé ẹni ó yí padà sí rere. Ilé-iṣẹ́ Daranua Digital World wọ́n ṣetán láti fi ọ̀nà ọ̀la hàn yín kúrò lọ́wọ́ ogun kòsíkòsí ojoojúmọ́ nípa ìdókòwò orí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára. Lóòótọ́ lẹ ti lè máa gbọ́ oríṣiríṣi nípa okòwò orí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára. Ṣùgbọ́n ti ilé-iṣẹ́ Daranua Digital World ṣàrà ọ̀tọ̀. Ìdí ni pé wọ́n kọ́ yín lọ́nà tẹ́ lè gbà di olókòwò ńlá lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára. Tẹ́yìn náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ni máa rí èrè gọbọi lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ péréte. Gbogbo àwọn èrè tó bá wà ní wọ́lẹ̀tì yín lè gbà sí àpò àsùnwọ̀n ilé ìfowópamọ́ yín. Ilé-iṣẹ́ Daranua Digital World wọ́n forúkọ sílẹ̀ gbòǹtẹ̀ ìjọba. Kódà ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn tó ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn ló ń fò fáyọ̀. Ìwọ náà má dàgùlá. Darapọ̀ nínú sẹ́mínà tí yóò wáyé ní ọjọ́ Friday àti Saturday ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí ní nọ́mbà 10 Lákànmí Close, Akomaran Building, Total Garden, Ìbàdàn. Láti kópa, ẹ fi orúkọ àti àdúgbò yín ṣọwọ́ sí 0812 347 5530 tàbí 0907 296 0207. Dókòwò pẹ̀lú Daranua Digital World lónìí kò gbàgbé òṣì.
Dear customer, to link your national identification number to your Airtel router, MiFi or ODU device, kindly retrieve your NIN by dialing *346# and then go to www.airtel.com.ng/NIN to submit your NIN for verification and pairing with your number immediately.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's a happy feeling when receiving all of the love coming from family.
So many recipes, creating memories every day and every night. Bonding families,
yeah. 60 years of joy, giving love, so much value, quality. Golden penny is you, golden penny is me, golden pennies at the heart of the family. Golden penny is you, golden penny is me, golden pennies at the heart of the family. Oh, golden penny 60.
Golden Penny Foods is celebrating 60 years at the heart of the family.
Heart of the family.
The tantalizing tunes of the guitar, the sensational blare of the saxophone, the rhythmic beating of the drums, and let's not forget the enchanted and gifted vocals. Yes, I can already hear the sound of greatness as Nigerian Idol returns with a bang.
Yes, the Nigerian Idol is back with a bang to bring you amazing vocals from all around the country. Who will be the next idol? Tune in to catch all the audition drama from the 14th of March on DSTV channel 198 and GoTV channel 29. And then join IK and the judges for the main show premiere on the 28th of March on Africa Magic Showcase, Urban and Family at 7 p.m. Proudly sponsored by Biggie Drinks.
Are you ready to have a happy moment on radio, learning, and at the same time having fun?
How many sevens can we get in 49?
That would be 7.
All right. By how much is 55 more than 33?
55 more than 33. 22.
If you share 16 coconuts among 4 people, what will each get?
4.
That's interesting. How many 3s are there in 18?
2.
And the king had 15 horses. Share amongst 5 people.
3.
Okay, that's interesting. We got a winner this morning.
Then join Auntie Yellow on 32 FM 94.9, Mondays to Fridays, 7 a.m.
Smart Kids Show. Let us learn, unlearn, and relearn.
32 FM
94.9.
All right, welcome back. 32 FM 94.9. Just before we'll start taking calls on the show this morning, quickly, I want Dr. Jadokun to react to this story. Cattle rearing, Lagos butchers seek 50,000 hectares of land for ranching. 50,000 hectares of land. Maybe we can get such land in Lekki or Ikoyi.
That's quite significant. I'm not even sure where in Lagos you can get that. I don't think you can get that amount of land. Has been suggested. I think they would have to enter into partnership with some other state. You cannot get that simply. It's just impossible. Lagos State, anyway, is not designed for that. Anyway, a lot of Lagos State is surrounded with water, swampy, and the terrain doesn't just support that. They will have to find the ranches somewhere. And of course, it's a commercial enterprise, isn't it? So, of course, they would have to pay the market price to find appropriate land for that purpose.
According to their statistics, we have it that 1.8 million herds of cattle is slaughtered in Lagos yearly and 1 million goats yearly.
Yes, and some will suggest that without that, some people won't survive. But I would suggest that the healthier option is fish anyway. And that with fish, you could get a replacement for the beef. But nobody said.
This means that this is big business, even in Lagos.
Oh, it's big business. That's it. The statistic is awesome. It's quite epic. But that is not enough for it to disrupt people's lives. It's not enough to cause mayhem, and it's not enough for people to demand 50 hectares of land just simply for ranching. Ranching is not the only business. And what does ranching really do in the grand scale of things for the economy of the state? It does something, but there are other more productive ventures that could also be catered for. You can't give away 50 hectares of land anywhere in the state.
And somebody said in the news this morning that Sambisa Forest should be used as a ranch.
Well, that's a more viable prospect. As long as you can get rid of the Boko Haram and their associates, why not? But Sambisa Forest also has all sorts of things. There are lions and all sorts.
There are lions there.
Oh yeah, there are lions in that area. Yes, but Sambisa Forest will be somewhere where could be prospectively could be used.
Well, I've not seen the video of Sambisa Forest, but I always feel that Sambisa should be a desert or something
No,
because
it's not completely
up north.
desert. It's not completely desert. I've strayed into the place before myself
Wow.
on a trip to the north. It's not completely desert. I mean, the kind of forest we're talking about is not a thick kind of forest like the mangrove and the savanna, but you get trees there, sparsely, but it's a vast area.
All right, Senator Christopher Payong, representing Ikotekpene Senatorial District in Akwa Ibom State, recommended that Sambisa Forest be used for ranching.
Yes, it's a viable suggestion. Whether it will be followed through is another matter entirely.
All right, the Vice President, Yemi Oshibajo, 64.
Yes, he came to Lee City University about 3 years ago to be specific, and he said how time flies, he was a chief debater at one point in time, in fact, for Igbobi College, as it were, and I seem to recall that he ran rings around King's College boys in those days. Very astounding speaker, astounding scholar. I'm not sure that we could say that he's been an outstanding administrator as vice president, simply because vice president, you're a spare tire, and as vice president, you have to support whoever is there. But he's in a bind. He's achieved much, but he's been overshadowed by his present role, which puts him in a bind. He's not a winner either way, because he can't go against he wouldn't go, and it wouldn't be right for him to go against his master. And at the same time, there's evidence that his master is simply not performing, so what does he do? So I think, of course, he'll be celebrating addition of another life, but I'm sure there will be mixed feelings as to what could have been and what could be in the future. Is this the height of his political career? I suggest it is. I don't think he can go beyond the vice president further, because he wouldn't be contesting. I don't think he would be. I think he might just return to academia or return to private practice. Very successful lawyer, so there's no reason why he shouldn't continue to make progress after the term of his office.
People believe he's a very good man, but he found himself in a ring, in a corner of politics where he won't be able to, just as you said.
Yes. He's trapped, basically.
Why? So some said he should resign if it's not going to function.
Well, if he resigns, what good would that do? First and foremost, the vice president role is not supposed to be substantive. The vice president role is supposed to wait patiently, and do anything that the president asks him to do. And it only becomes powerful when there's a vacancy.
But in other climes, presidents resign, vice presidents resign, and people resign when they feel that or they're overwhelmed by situations or circumstances that surround them.
Yes, I mean, in other climes that's an option, but in Nigerian climes it's really an option for him. Remember that he didn't choose to be vice president. That wasn't his ambition. He was placed there. You understand? It was suggested, you know. And so, in many respects, he may not like it, but he's answerable, you know, to Ashiwaju to many extent, and to his political family. So I think even before he takes such a decision, he would have to consult extensively with them. So I think he has to play this role very, very deftly. You understand? He has to be very careful. He's balancing two different considerations. A consideration of if I leave, you understand, is that going to further Nigeria? Is it going to further the goals and ideals that it represents? And if I stay, is my relevance or irrelevance, you understand, is it going to be worse? Because it's quite clear that is increasingly is irrelevant in terms of government.
When Buhari was not around, he stepped in as acting president and made some very swift moves. And after that,
we celebrated. We're
having an expo. After then, it was made the distributor of trader money. You remember?
Yes, yeah, I think that was quite laughable. He did make significant progress, but that was for a short while. It was short-lived, and much of the progress was reversed as soon as President returned. And yes, that was laughable, that trader money thing, because was it 5,000 or 2,005?
No, 5,000.
Yeah, well, 5,000.
10,000.
Or 10,000. Yeah, 10,000. That could hardly fill people's tank. But well, that's where we are. You do all sorts of things.
All right, 0809 7949. 0809 7949. Oh, 0906 200949. 0906 200949. Calling to drop your headline this morning. And don't forget, we are live on YouTube. 32FM 949 Ibadan. 32FM 949 Ibadan. All right, you can drop your messages and some SMS too on the show this morning. Hello.
Hello, morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Adeshi Yamola from UI. Let's first of all congratulate the OPT guys for the gallant work they did yesterday. It was a welcome development. And I want to now, where I'm going now is a statement credited to the king, Oluwo of Uwo, that, or Uwo rather, that I read it yesterday also, that Yorubas are, connivant on these issues. However, I want to sound a note of warning to all these Yorubas. If we cannot defend, if we are supporting strangers against our own people because of our selfish interests, we should know that at the appropriate time, these Yorubas, whether they are politicians or not, they will have to relocate to the north because we will face them very, very soon. That's how the best of today.
All right. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. The statement credited to the Oluwo was that some selfish Yoruba leaders are behind crises in Southwest. We'll take this call here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm calling from Ibadan here. My name is Gabriel. I want to speak on the issue of wearing of hijab or not. The debate is just, to me, an evidence of a failed state that we have. Isn't Nigeria supposed to be a secular state? The schools in question, they are public schools. They are a kind of government-owned schools. They have specified uniforms that should be worn by all students, and it has to be the same thing. If anybody is in such a school, there is no debate as to what you wear. You shouldn't add any other thing to the uniform. If you must wear a particular type of uniform, you take your child to a school where that is allowed. There should be no debate about that. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. Doctor, is Nigeria really a secular state or multi-religious state?
Constitutionally, it's a secular state. That's what the Constitution says or suggests. But in reality, it is much more than that. In reality, it is multi-religious, multicultural. And many people will say that, religion does play a more prominent role than we would have loved in terms of governance. And that is why when you have in schools, a lot of schools, government schools, sometimes are a reflection of people's religion, and it shouldn't be.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Shegun from Oyo. This hijab issue is political. It's happening in Oyo State. When the government now decide that any religious school, Christian, no hijab, but government-owned schools or community schools, any student that want to wear hijab should wear it. No, it's just, I don't know. When I was in secondary school, there's no hijab. It's better that the student use. It's political. Hey, doctor, how can we register for this COVID-19 vaccine? That's number one. Number two, about this weekly or what is named in Ibarapa being arrested by the OPC. That is a good thing from OPC. But why OPC members being arrested? That's another conspiracy theory. Our governor, I'm begging Governor Shimakini to please weigh in. If they give this OPC, nobody will help in securing your state again. Have a nice time.
Just very quickly, the COVID vaccination, you could get it on a portal on the internet. I think they're authorized portals where you could just put in your details and you get a response back from the relevant authorities.
All right. Yes, 0809 7949. Hello. Hello.
Good morning, Tayo and Dele.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
John Njoku is my name. I'm calling from Mokola.
Yeah.
I'm equally aware that circumstantial evidence, if positive and direct, is enough to end conviction. And the Yoke Police Command has to explain to the people why the UPC members were arrested, maybe for illegal arrest or whatever. I think it is necessary from the Yoke Police Command to explain that one to the citizens of Oyo State. John Njoku is my name. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 08168737222.
Charles!
Yes, mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
ọmọ tó bá rí nǹkan tí àwọn ọmọ yẹn ń gbá ẹ̀ lọ sí ìkànnì kẹtàlénígba báyìí.
dúró jẹ́ wo mi ò máa rí nǹkan kan níkànnì yẹn.
lóòótọ́ a jẹ́ pé o ti gbọ́ nípa jẹun sókè yẹn step up nìyẹn o. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ mò ń wo àwọn eré ìdárayá bọ́ọ̀lù bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbá wọn lọ́wọ́ látìgbà tí mo ti jẹun sókè nínú ìsanwó ìwòran DSTV mi. wọ́n sì fún mi ní ìkànnì tí ìpele ẹ̀ ga.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o jẹun sókè sí ìpele tó kàn tí o bá wà lórí ìpele yànga tí o bá wá bọ́ sí ìpele confam wà bọ́ sí ìpele DSTV tó tún ga ìyẹn DSTV compact tí iye owó rẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́jọdínlọ́gọ́rùn-ún náírà láti jẹ̀gbádùn gbogbo ìdíje aré bọ́ọ̀lù bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbá wọn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ìwọ̀nba ìgbà díẹ̀ làǹfààní yà á fi wá o ìlànà àti àdéhùn wà ṣáá o.
Honey, must you go?
Babe, you know I must. Besides, you can always video call me.
What if your battery runs out?
I've got my power bank.
Hey, and when your power bank runs out?
Babe, I've got my laptop.
Okay, wait. What if your data runs out?
Babe, you know we never run out of data.
Never run out of data with Airtel Home Broadband Unlimited Ultra plans. Enjoy unlimited data with no speed cap plus extra data daily so you never have to worry about running out. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to get started.
Babe, but I just left the house.
Yes, honey. It's video calling all the way.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
32 FM
94.9.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Joseph OLUTAYO from that. I want to congratulate VP Oshimbaju for his loyalty to the president and thank God for his life. Secondly, there is nothing bad in what he's doing. You call somebody VP. So what do you expect? You want him to overshadow effort of the president. The doctor that is talking is working for Dr. is Professor Uweye. And I'm very sure if he's not older than Uweye.
All right, we can take more calls.
No, the point.
0809 7949 0906 2049. You get the point later, don't worry.
All right, concerning the issue of vaccines, Mr. President and his vice have been vaccinated. They led a good example by first taking it. God bless Nigeria. This is from Abioye Adewale Sunday on YouTube. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right. I want to use this effort to congratulate our able vice president on his 54th birthday. See, to me personally, I think it's an achiever. Yes, he's a man that became a president at the age of 40. He was a former attorney general of Lagos State for almost 6 years, and he did well. Now he's the vice president of Nigeria for about 6 years now. So I think the man was very, very focused. Instead of going after Yahoo, I was looking for shortcut money. So it's a type of personal character that we should be telling our children to emulate. I wish him happy memories on and long life. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you, Mr. Falodun. Good morning to you. Hello. Hello.
Okay, that's Mr. Falodun. Yes, 0906 200949 0906 200949. Hello, good morning.
God bless you, my brother.
Good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio.
Yeah, please, the using of hijab or not, what does it have to do with quality education that we need for our children? We should please stop to be a religious fanatics. This is how we put Nigeria into mess. We don't need it. We are one. Be a Christian or Muslim, we are one. We come from the same family. Good morning, this is Omubashoru.
Thank you for calling, Omubashoru.
Well, in the same way that he thinks it doesn't matter, some people believe that it's fundamental to their freedom of worship, freedom of expression, and so on and so forth, whilst others say it's simply grandstanding. I think we have to find a way forward.
There's a call here, Doctor. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Could you speak up?
Sunday calling from Isheng.
Okay, go on today.
Concerning the issue of hijab, people are really fighting. They are fighting out of context. Who asked them? Do they even know what hijab talks about Islam? They are just using it to cause something. This is not hijab that Islam preached for people to wear. They are just using it to cause anything that I didn't know. They didn't even understand the concept of hijab. They should go and know more about their religion. Good morning. My name is Tunde from Ijay.
All right. Thank you, Tunde, for calling. Yeah, we can take 2 or 3 more calls before we wrap up on the show this morning. We have a report here. Stop being tribalistic. Pope Francis tells Nigerian Christians. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, John. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, John.
John, yeah. Now, they are using religion to divide us. Tell me what you need from God to do in our life. Are they teaching us from our uniform? Let them think, which God are they worshipping? Let them think the kind of God they are worshipping. Are they truly worshipping God? Is that what God asked them to go and do? We have to rethink the way we do things. So religion should not divide us, it should unite us. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Doctor,
yes.
you have to go.
Yes. He did say something that religion shouldn't divide, should unite. But the very nature of religion itself is that we have different values, different beliefs. But I think we should be able to rise above that, knowing that we respect your private space. The public space is not for us to come and confuse ourselves and divide ourselves, but we look for what reunites us rather than what divides us.
And so we say, stop saying Nigeria is a secular state. For what you call multi-religious state, it does not give prominence to a particular religion. You can all cohabit and relate very well, just like John was trying to say there. So let's agree it's a multi-religious state. Okay, you are a Muslim. I respect you for your faith. I'm a Christian. All right, and the other one is a traditional believer. I respect him for that. And if you say you do not even believe in God, I should respect you.
Absolutely,
for what you believe in.
We should have freedom to be able to express whatever belief we have without necessarily, causing offense or having crisis within whatever space we exist.
And don't try to convince me. Thank you, Dr. Edoku, for coming on the show.
I don't get it.
Don't try to convince me.
I can't preach.
I
can preach the word.
You can't force me to listen.
I'm not saying I'm forcing you. I can preach the word.
All right, my name is DELE ADEYANJU. Thank you for your time with us.
And I am OLUTAYO OGUNADE. Good morning to you.
The station admired by other radio stations.
Yes, we are.